So the last video, this is basically, where we left off from the last video. Pretty basic. This is the rough draft. Let's just say I did thumbnails for this. It's a good place to start with thumbnails and then do the rough draft from the thumbnail. Sometimes you can just use your thumbnail without doing a rough draft. But if you want to get a little bit more detailed, this one didn't really need more detail just because it's super simple. But if you want to get more detail, you probably want to do a rough draft. So let's see here. Let's go into Safari. I think I'm going to search for, let me show you. I think I'm going to search maybe for a different font to go up here. Like if I highlight this and I look through my fonts, I mean, I've kind of gone through, I'll start at the top, but like this is a cursive font that I have. Here's another one, which I don't like any of these very much. Maybe here's more of a handwritten looking one. Here's a cursive one, which I don't like. So, I mean, I've kind of gone through my fonts and I haven't seen, much of anything cursive or handwritten wise that I really like very much. So I'm kind of thinking I might have to go look online. And it's a good opportunity to show you guys, how you would go about looking or acquiring fonts. You kind of have to have, obviously, a bit of an idea. I kind of like that one. It's too like light, I'd have to add on probably a stroke, which kind of ruins it. Maybe if I made the stroke 0.25 and then push return, that is not as bad. But still maybe not quite what I'm looking for. So anyway, let's just say you kind of know what you have an idea of for what you want. And I'm like, I kind of want like a handwritten, cursive-y type font for graphic design, for the for the words of graphic design. So if I go online, if you go to like Font Squirrel, this is a great place to download fonts. You can also go to like Adobe fonts, I believe, and go into Adobe fonts, or Typekit actually might actually even be a better place to go. I've used Typekit before. Adobe Typekit really is what it's called. Okay, it just took me here. So if we just search, these are web fonts. I don't want to go there. I guess you can just go to Browse Fonts. And they have quite a few different things to choose from. And you can actually, this is kind of nice, Roller Script. So if you want to activate these fonts, it's pretty easy. It actually is kind of like tied into the Adobe Creative Cloud. So you just activate font. So this one is called, and if you want to deactivate, you can do it the same way. And see the Creative Cloud, how that kind of pops up over here and gives you a little reminder. And this is the Creative Cloud icon up here as well. But so maybe if I go into Illustrator and I try to find, what was it called? Roller Script. So if I highlight my font with my text tool, I'm still on that. And we go into Character and we look for Roller Script. Hopefully it's in here. I think I see it right here. That's pretty nice. I do like that. And a lot of times I'll just kind of Command-C, Command-V, I'll just stack them off off to the side to see, okay, which ones am I liking the best? So maybe let's go back into Safari. We can also go to some place like dafont.com, like dafont.com, dafont.com, or like Font Squirrel, and you can actually download fonts as well. So you can also like, you know, basically search for like script font. Oh, that's not right. Not quite sure how you go about. Well, if you go to recent, you can see some fonts in here. I don't know. Oh, maybe this is how you would go about doing it. So find fonts off to the right here. We can go to like script. I'm surprised nothing came up when I typed in script, unless I spelled it wrong or something, which is totally possible. This one's kind of cool looking. Sometimes they look cool in the actual like example, but then when you actually download them, they're actually not even that great. But this one's kind of nice because it's bold, but yet still scripty. This one's kind of nice. So, I mean, if you want to do it on this site, it's totally possible. So you can just download right here. Make sure you're on like a legit one though. Like even try like Googling like best font, free font sites 2019 and check out a couple different posts to make sure that it's on the list, because you don't want to actually go into like a bad website and then download like a virus or something, which is totally possible. Like one time I put in like defont, and then it came up defont-free.net, and if you go there, it looks like the original website, but this is not defont.com. This is like something completely different. You have to go to defont.com. And this is the actual defont.com. And so if you download these, you won't get, you know, you won't, hopefully, you won't get, well, you definitely won't if you get it from defont.com. But if you went to that other one and downloaded stuff or gave them your email or anything like that, you would definitely get a virus. So you have to be careful about these free font websites. Unless you know they're legit, don't mess around with them too much. Obviously Font Squirrel is one of them, Defont is one, and then obviously these Adobe fonts. This is a great place to come in because it's legit. It's from Adobe. You can see the URL here. It looks pretty legit. It has the favicon of Adobe. So let's see, what did I just download? So if we open up our downloads, this is the font folder that we just downloaded, and I think it's the OTF file that you open, and then you just push install font. And basically now we have Selima installed. So let's check that font out. We will go here, highlight our font, go to the S section by just typing an S. Let's see if it's in here. I'm not seeing it. Maybe I shouldn't type that in. Maybe I should just look. Here it is. Sometimes it can take a little bit to find this stuff too. That's actually a little bit hard to read. I guess maybe if it was a little bit bigger, it might not be too bad. I do like that it's bold, like it's kind of a bold font. So anyway, I'm going to stack that one up over there just to kind of see which ones are working the best. I really do like that that is bold. That's nice. So yeah, I mean, I could probably spend all day looking at fonts, honestly. So in this one, it looks like you can search for like a script over here in Adobe Fonts. You know, they have different ways of searching. Like hand might be another hand-drawn type looking font. This one's kind of interesting because it's very cursive-y, but it might be a little hard to read. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's kind of hard to read. I don't think I'll even try that. But anyway, we can spend a lot of time looking for the right font, right? I mean, just keep looking for quite a while until you just get tired of doing it, really. But anyway, I think we have a good start on our fonts anyway. Maybe we'll just go back in. And we will find a font for here too, because I am not going to use Myriad Pro. I mean, that's kind of like a default font. It's not necessarily a bad font, but it's such a basic font that I kind of want to try and do something a little bit different. Probably want a sans serif font. And I want it to be kind of a bolder one. Like Arial Black is obviously sans serif and bold, but actually I'm not a big fan of Arial. It's okay. You know, I might not even have, like I think I used this on my last poster, DIN. I think I used DIN alternate bold maybe, or maybe I used, I don't know, I used one of the DINs. And it's an okay font too. I like the condensed a little bit better than the uncondensed or alternate bold one. I like the condensed bold better. I do like Futura, but well, maybe Futura would be a good one. Try and make this box a little bigger. That's not looking too bad. Of course, we have the G and the H are running into each other, so we're going to want to highlight the second line and change the leading over here in the character box. If you don't have your character box open, just go to Window, Type, Character, and this should pop up for you. So I'm just going to kind of bring that up a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like how, I like the serif of that, and I do like that it's bold, but it might not be quite the right one. So anyway, I'm just going to goof around with this on my own, and then I'll kind of show you guys what I came up with. And then we'll just start working on this actual symbol part of the logo, because this is the actual text of the logo, and then there's a symbol part of the logo. So typically there's two parts to a logo. The symbol, which is the graphical element of the logo, and then the text of the logo is typically, most logos have that. I mean, sometimes you might see a logo without text. Like the Nike check logo sometimes doesn't have the Nike spelled out underneath it, but like most logos don't have the option of not having text beneath because people don't know them well enough or recognize them enough to just be without the text. Whereas Nike has the recognition and the branding built up behind it to actually be able to perform as a logo without text underneath it. But I'm sure Nike has a lot of different versions of their logo, but literally one of the most recognizable logos out there. So the swoosh, but then also the swoosh with the Nike above it. So you can see they use it both ways. But unfortunately, and then they have, you know, Air, Nike Air, that's a specific, you know, probably running shoe that they have. I don't know if this is actually, I don't think Nike actually made that. I think somebody else might have, but this is kind of funny. Wine, just drink it. And then there's the Just Do It too that they put underneath it. But yeah, they have several different versions of their logo, but honestly, most logos are going to need text underneath because they don't have that branding recognition. And obviously the logo that you make is brand new, like no one's going to have seen it before. So you kind of need to explain the name of the business in your logo with the text, basically. So just thought I would explain that to you guys. All right, so up next, hopefully I'll have this font figured out and we can kind of move on from there.